tough act to follow, but I want to introduce you to a man who has suffered this loss personally, who has a tragedy to share with you. And it is directly related to sanctuary cities in Los Angeles, which is in my district. I want to introduce you to the father of Jamil Shaw. Jamil Shaw.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. From Los Angeles. Again, my name is Jamil Shaw. And like Mr. Pierce was saying, that the federal government is letting us down. You know, they say they're concentrating on violent offenders because they won't go after all the legal aliens, so they want to concentrate on the violent ones, the really bad ones. So the guy who murdered my son was a legal alien. He was brought over and he was 4 years old. Since the time he was 10 years old, he stayed in trouble pretty much the whole time. He had 3 gun charges in a row. He was in jail for assault with a deadly weapon, battery on a peace officer, resisting arrest, and they only gave him 8 months in the county jail. Yeah, that's jacked up, huh? And they released him 4 months early. And the same day he got out, they released him without calling immigration, of course. You know, they had him on the radar for a long time, but they decided to let him out on a Saturday night back into the neighborhood. So that Saturday, the Sunday, me and my son was coming home from a football clinic because, like I said, my son was doing everything right, never been to jail, never been in any gangs, no trouble at all. He was playing football, baseball, basketball, and track. He was MVP 3 years in a row for his football team. He was player of the year. You know, he was all city. He did everything right. But on the Sunday evening, he was coming home from the mall, and a legal alien, for no reason, ran up. Well, he shot him because he was black. You know, he shot him because he was black, and he caught him by himself. But he shot him dead just because he was there. 3 houses from the front door. I just called him on the phone and asked him, "Hey man, where are you?" "I'm right around the corner, Dad. Be there in about 2 or 3 minutes." Then I heard the gunshots, and I knew. I just felt a pain in my heart. I said, "Come on now, don't tell me this boy just got shot." I was just hoping that he wasn't dead, you know. So I didn't want to come outside because I already knew. So I came outside and looked down the street, and there he was, laying in the street dead. You know, he shot him in the stomach, and then he came around and he shot him point blank in the head with a 45. Like Mr. Pierce was saying, people are getting upset at me. People are calling me a racist. You know, I went to our city councilman, Herb Wesson, and I talked to him about what happened. He told me I was opening up a hornet's nest. He said, "You opened up a hornet's nest." He said, "Illegal aliens, they're gonna," well, he didn't say alien, of course, but he said illegal immigrants are gonna be protesting and boycotting. I said, what about us? You know, we're American citizens. We should have the right for our kids coming from the mall. All our kids go to the mall. I'm sure everybody here, kids went to the mall and they walk home. That's what my son did. And you know, and he's dead. And I'm pissed off about it. And I'm trying to do as much work as I can on the legal alien gangs. We're trying to get a law passed in LA that would target the legal alien gang members. You know what I mean? Here we are giving you a chance for the American dream, and you're giving us American nightmare. You know, my family is devastated. You know, I still have a 12-year-old son, and you know, it's really scary, you know, that we have to go through this all over again, and no one's doing anything. You know, in LA, I'm sure in Sacramento too, it's like a memorial site. Everywhere you go, you see flowers in the street, people are getting murdered. People call my house every day. I have a stack of papers this thick of people, American citizens, that were murdered by illegal aliens. You know, we have people calling the house. One lady called and said all they found was her daughter's arm. Nothing else. You know, and then she has since died from just the stress of trying to go through that. And I'm telling you, you don't want to experience what a grieving family feels. You know, it's nothing that you would ever want to experience in your whole life because it's devastating. You know, you lose all concept of time. I'm still stuck in March the 2nd, 2008. You know, I haven't been able to move on from that day. My whole life is about March the 2nd, 2008. We have a memorial site